meet you. I'm Mark.
What's your name? What's
Mark.
your last name?
Mayor.
Oh, nice. An easy one.
Mike. How are you? Jasmina.
Jasmina.
Yes.
What's your name?
My name's Steve Moy. My last name
Moy.
Moy. M-O-Y.
Rhymes with my first name, Noy.
Oh yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. It's the Married at First Sight edition. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host. It's the one and only Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah, same here.
Pretty good, or you're doing all right? Mm-hmm. All right, okay. Checking in on you.
Yeah, thanks for checking in on me.
All right. How you guys doing listening? You guys okay? You guys, anyone horned up after watching that episode? The sex episode? This
Because of all the toys?
This was the sex episode.
For sure.
We get one. We get at least one every season. This is the one.
And we finally saw Dr. Viviana.
Yeah, not a minute too soon. We got an expert. What's going on with DP? Is she okay?
I don't know. Maybe DP is isolating.
She's in a high-risk group, I would say. She's COVID sensitive.
Or she's still gonna come out. But I can't believe, what's his name? PC, Pastor Carl?
Yeah.
Showed up once. Dr. Viviana just showed up.
Yeah, we're halfway through the season at least. It's episode 10.
And I love how Dr. Viviana is like, oh, we are watching you. We see everything. Why don't you help them out? Look at these idiots just like fighting and divorcing before the end. Why don't you step in?
Yeah. Where were you guys? We could have used you 7 episodes
They're
ago.
probably just like eating popcorn behind the scenes. Like, look at us. We failed again.
I hope they got a pay reduction or something because they're not active at all this season. And DP, Dr. Pepper, I think, was the reason I got into the show in the first place.
We love DP.
I love that little lady. There was something comforting about her.
Yeah.
She would come on my screen. I'd feel like everything's okay.
I love PC too because considering that he's a pastor, he calls people out on their BS.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we want to see more. Like, these people need help.
They need the help. So it's not like they can wipe their hands clean and say, you guys got it. No, we need help more than ever. Mm-hmm. We'll get into it, guys, in a minute. Before we do, a couple things I got to ask. Follow us on social media if you're not doing it.
Guys, do it, because if you do follow us, you see all the fun on Instagram. You see our stories. You see our updates. We do post memes.
Mm-hmm.
You talk to us. I was like thinking, what else we do on social media? You could have wished me happy birthday yesterday. Some of you did, so thank you very much.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Again. Yeah.
It's my birthday week.
You can wish me a happy birthday coming up next week.
Yeah, on
Okay.
Monday, guys. This
Is my
guy.
birthday Monday?
Yeah.
Oh. See, I don't even know.
Yeah, I
I'm
know
not
it
that
all.
concerned with my birthday.
I love birthdays.
I know you do.
Not for the gifts or anything. I just love the feeling of specialness.
Getting older?
No, specialness.
Okay. See, I hate it.
It did hit me that I am getting older, right? But you got me a balloon. I really loved it. It took me several minutes to see it because I just took out my contact lenses.
And
but
it's
it was beautiful.
It's a see-through
It's a
balloon.
see-through balloon. I have a thing for balloons.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just great. We went out to dinner. We went on a trip over the weekend. And it was, trip for mine and yours birthday. And it just feels special.
Okay.
I have a reason to drink
All right. Well,
without feeling guilty.
apparently that's all on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. I don't know how we turned this into Teresa's birthday, this segment, but we sure did. So guys, follow us on Instagram, please. Also, make sure you're following the podcast wherever you're listening. So easy to do. Just look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as Mark the Shark's candy undies. Why don't you get me undies like that?
You want to wear them.
And you can snack it off of me.
Okay. I mean, if I were to have, or if you were to have edible underwear, it wouldn't be Smarties.
What do you mean, Smarties?
That's what that candy was.
Oh.
I'm trying to think what I would have you wear that I would eat, because I don't eat candy.
Oh, I do love those candy. Didn't you get the watch when you were a kid?
Oh.
The fake watch made out of the candy. It was one of my favorite things ever. That and the fake candy ring.
The ring pop.
Yeah.
That's what Steve gave Noi.
Yeah.
What Lindsay should have wore, because she didn't really participate in this at all, except shoving that ball gag in her mouth. She couldn't shove that in her mouth fast enough. But she should have put on like goldfish panties and had Mark snack those off.
Speaking of goldfish, this is totally unrelated. We saw an ad during maths. They started making these large goldfish. I love it. I don't
Extremely
eat
large.
goldfish, but anything that's big, I love it. Like I love big pretzels, big goldfish.
Yeah,
Big butts.
They're breeding them larger and larger these days, and I feel like at some point they're gonna bite back.
It's for hungry people.
That's very true. They look delicious.
Oh, they do.
Anyway, so you're following the Instagram, you're following the podcast. One last thing, if you could leave us a review, if you could rate and review the podcast, it means so much to us. It makes our day, it makes our week. It makes the podcast. It helps the podcast grow. It helps other people find out about it. So please, if you haven't left a review, drop us a review, drop us a rating.
Guys, spread the love.
Spread the love.
Exactly.
Okay. Shall we get into this sexual episode?
We sure shall.
Okay. Let's start with Katina and Elijah, because I want to start where we left off last week, because this was explosive. What we saw last week was explosive. There was petitions going around online just to cancel the gender of male. People just wanted to end that gender after seeing the way Elijah behaved.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh.
Yes, they didn't want males to exist.
You
anymore.
are so trustworthy. You see, I trust everything you say.
I was being a little
Probably
sarcastic.
shouldn't.
I was being a little sarcastic.
I love that too, but when you said cancel, I feel like nowadays everyone's canceling everyone. So if there was a petition that women are trying to cancel men, I would believe that.
What would happen to men?
I don't know.
We would have to call ourselves.
I can see someone starting that petition.
It's interesting, and not to get too much into it, but in America, like in the 90s, we were so sue happy. Like we just wanted to sue everyone. I think
that's what Borean knows.
Oh yeah,
he loves.
On
He's
Darcy
like,
and Stacey.
what do you love about America? That you can sue people.
Yeah. So like in the 90s, one lady spilled McDonald's coffee on her lap and she became a millionaire, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, wait, you can do that?
Gee.
You can just do that?" And everyone started suing everyone. And now everyone's just canceling everyone. People, it seems like people have stopped suing.
It's
and
the
now
cancel culture.
It's the cancel culture. It went from sue culture to cancel culture.
It's ridiculous. I mean, obviously there are
people who deserve to be canceled.
I was going to say there are cases where, yes, for sure, people deserve to be canceled. But I feel like, as you said, with suing, now everyone wants to cancel everyone, and it's almost going to drive it away from the people who need to be canceled, from the predators.
It's taking away people who actually deserve to be. Like McDonald's doesn't deserve to be sued just because you were dumb enough to spill hot coffee on yourself.
Sure.
They served you hot coffee. I would sue McDonald's if they served me cold coffee. If I ordered a hot coffee and it came cold, I might sue them. Okay? But if they gave me the product that I asked for and then I spilled it on myself, you're not getting sued.
I feel like I would only sue them if there is a finger in my Coke.
That's
or
not a
finger
finger
anywhere.
Okay.
Or that animal, or like something crazy, right? But
yeah. Anyways, we digress. Nobody's getting canceled. Elijah's not canceled, not yet. But poor Katina. I mean, she has fallen victim to Elijah here. She feels bad that she's not meeting his standards.
And I'm honestly, I feel bad for her because I'm surprised. I thought that she is this badass, and she's badass, but I thought that she has a stronger personality, that she can overpower him and call him out on his BS. But I feel bad because for some reason she feels bad, but she doesn't need to feel bad.
We know the reason.
What's the reason?
Her ex treated her like garbage, manipulated her mind, and made her feel like she's not worthy of happiness or
you're right.
a successful relationship, right? She had to go cry alone because her ex was mentally abusing her to make her feel like it wasn't okay to express her emotions.
Yeah, that's so sad. Just hearing her say it and now feeling bad because of Elijah has these crazy ideas what marriage should look like, and apparently she doesn't live to his standards. That's so fucked up. I'm not even gonna use my autocorrect here. So fucked up.
Yeah, it's terrible. And we get our visit from Dr. Viviana. Okay. And she comes to the apartment, and the first thing she says is, why do I constantly hear about food and cooking with you two? Did you not eat before you were married, Elijah?
So I like it. I like that she kind of attacked him, but I feel like she really needs to, her or PC or, what's her name?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, DP. They need to sit him down and explain to him that this is not how you should be acting with your wife. These are not things you should be requesting from your wife. It's ridiculous. You are out of control.
Yeah.
Like, I was almost like hopeful, like, yes, like she sees the point, like, yes, let's give it to him. But I don't feel like she gave it to him.
Well, I like the way she set it up, saying, did you not eat before you were married? It was kind of like a little jab, but it was also a serious question. How did you survive until now if this is how you're acting? And Elijah once said, well, I used to make things that were quick and easy before, but now I have a wife.
Which is ridiculous.
I have a wife, and she works from home. What? I don't get that, Elijah. You didn't say, oh, she just hangs out at home. You said she works from home. So she's doing other things at home. Just because you work from home doesn't mean, oh, well, I can go and make dinner. I can go and clean this house top to bottom. No, you're busy doing something. You're working.
And you can speak to that. I work from home, and you know that there are days that I make you go and pick up takeout because I work until 10 p.m.
Right.
I don't have time to do anything else. Like, you are the one who's running errands if you have time, and do all that because I'm swamped. And when you are, I do things, right? I don't hang out and watch TV. Like, we work.
Yeah,
Working from home, you work.
You're showing no respect to her job by saying, well, she works from home. She should be able to do all these other things too. Like being a full-time mom at home, that's a job. Like, people will say, oh, being a mom is not a job. Well, it can be if you're good at it. If you do everything that falls under that umbrella, yeah, that's a full-time job. And so I don't understand how someone could be expected to do a full-time job on top of taking care of a home, cooking, cleaning. But Elijah thinks, oh, it's just magically all going to happen. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to change my day-to-day at all. She now has to add in cooking and cleaning on top of what she already does.
Well, I feel like the way he manipulates her mind or his own mind is that he said, oh, I'm happy to do it too, but I need a partner in cleaning. I need a partner to do this, right? Yeah, you have to talk if she's busy, or if this is not how she rolls, maybe you should sit down, talk about it like, hey, I clean on Saturday, you clean next Saturday. Maybe we can cook 3 days a week and do takeout or go out the rest, right? Like, make, what's the word?
A plan?
No. When you both have
compromise?
to. Oh, yes. You have to compromise. You're two different people coming together, right? There are going to be differences. And this is how you make it work. You compromise.
Well, Elijah says, it's more than cooking and cleaning. We had a housewarming party, and she only wanted to clean half the floor. That's still cleaning. Just because there's a party before the cleaning argument, the thing you're arguing about is still cleaning. Which, this gave me an idea. Okay, it's a win-win-win resolution. It's our favorite type of resolution. Win-win-win. We could have kept Alyssa on the show. Okay, she wants to be on the show. She wants to be part of everything. And she could have just been the cleaning lady for everyone. She could have stayed at the apartment, right? She comes by Elijah's place, cleans. She goes to Stephen Noy's place. She cleans. And then she gets to be there. She gets to hang out. She's on TV. It's a win-win-win.
It sounds interesting. I don't think...
it's a punishment for Alyssa that she has to clean.
Yes. Well, speaking of Alyssa, we caught a little bit of the after party last night, and she may be in the picture.
Yeah, in not the best way.
No, like Lindsay was saying, and this is not a spoiler, guys, it was in the after party. Lindsay was saying something about that Mark the Shark is DMing Alyssa or the other way around. Apparently he feels bad for her and she slid into his DM. What?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
No, if she wasn't happy with Chris, what is she doing with Mark the Shark? And more importantly, Mark the Shark is Chris's friend.
Right. And
What are you doing?
it didn't appear that he was Alyssa's friend.
He's swimming in dangerous waters.
Uh-oh. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Okay. So then Olajuwon goes, I question if we're even on the same level mentally.
Yeah, you are an idiot, Olajuwon.
Yeah, I
That's
question.
how it differs.
I question that too, Olajuwon, and not the way you're saying it. So Dr. Viviana says, you have this idea of a wife, and unless Katina meets those expectations to a T, you're always going to look down on her. And here we go. Olajuwon finally gets his wish. Katina starts crying.
I felt so bad. She's showing her emotions, but I don't think she feels comfortable doing that because of why she's doing that. And she says that, well, he makes me feel like I'm not good enough, which is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. We all have insecurities, obviously.
Yeah.
And Katina does too. Olajuwon just keeps hammering those insecurities harder and harder and day after day. And Katina feels like, yeah, I'm not good enough. And at least she speaks up for herself here, though, with the help of Dr. Viviana. This is good. And Dr. Viviana should have been there days ago,
Yeah,
weeks
it's
ago.
not just be watching in the background.
Right, with your popcorn, enjoying it like the rest of us. You get in there and you help. Dr. Viviana, okay, if we had their address, we would be there a week ago helping.
Well, she also says that the tone and the words he chooses are very harsh, which is true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very harsh. Like, I would just pack my bag and leave.
And intentionally harsh, which is the bad part.
I
Like,
know.
we can sometimes say things and go, oh, I didn't realize how that was coming across.
Yeah.
Olajuwon's intentionally testing her and being tough on her. And it's not working. It's
No.
backfiring. So you need a different
you should
approach.
not be testing your spouse like that, even your girlfriend or boyfriend. Like, you can
You're not a
don't
coach.
test them. Yeah, like get to know them.
Learn
but don't
about
say,
them, yeah.
exactly. Don't say, "Oh, I need to test them."
Yeah,
That's
you'll find
horrible.
out. You'll find out in due time, naturally.
Yeah, he's such a douche.
Yeah, it's not good. Well, Dr.
Such a
Viviana
douche.
makes Olajuwon repeat back what he heard from Katina. And he says, okay, you need this from me. You need me to work on my energy. You need me to work on my tone. I get it. But I need things from you too. He immediately turns it back. It's not good enough for him just to say, I get it. I need to work on things. He makes it, oh, I need to work on things. Well, you do too.
That's the sociopath. Again, I'm not a psychologist, so I'm just guessing. But he has issues.
It's a, I'm sorry, but. So it's
Yeah.
not an apology. I'm sorry, but, oh, you need this? Well, I need this too.
Narcissist.
It's narcissist.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. But then he starts getting all emotional and saying, well, I feel like I'm giving myself and I'm not being met. And I talk to you and I get no reaction from you. And he does, I guess, get a little vulnerable here if we can trust this. Although if he truly is a sociopath or a narcissist, this could just be conning behavior.
But that's his thing. He said, "Oh, I always show my emotion. I'm not afraid to cry." Like he cries all the time.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I forgot. He bawled on the wedding day. Yeah. Well, he does. He kind of breaks down here and he wants Katina to open up. And he goes, you don't have to cook and clean every day, but please open up. Open up a bottle of bleach. Open up a trash. Like, just please open up a trash can and clean up around here, please. And Katina's like, okay, I'll try to open up and be more vulnerable.
Yeah, and Dr. Viviana is like, your expectations of real life marriage will not work. You're literally setting up yourself for a divorce. And I hope he is, because she cannot stay married to this guy.
Well, nobody's perfect. Okay.
100%.
Nobody's perfect. Believe it or not, Teresa, I'm not perfect. Okay.
Oh,
I know
am I?
I've hit it pretty well, but I'm not.
Am I?
Pretty close, but nobody's perfect. And Olajuwon wants her to be perfect. And if she's not checking off every single box, he's going to be upset. That's not real life.
No.
That's what Viviana's saying is, come on, you got to accept there's going to be some differences. There's going to be some faults. She's not going to do every single thing you want her to do perfectly. And you have to accept that that's reality.
But what's the most mind-boggling thing to me is that going into this process, you have to have an open mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you probably told the experts that you do have an open mind. Otherwise, they wouldn't pair you up with someone else. It was the same thing for Alyssa.
Sure.
Like you definitely portray yourself as like, oh, I'm looking for love. I can take anyone. But that's not you. And if it's not you and you know it, you shouldn't have signed up for this, because if you just do regular dating, you meet on the app or you meet at the bar, you can slowly get to know the person. And if you realize that, oh, this person doesn't clean and cook at all, moving on, right? But they are married and he signed up for the unknown, and now he expects these crazy things.
But to build on that and to talk about the process, he never mentioned cooking and cleaning.
That's what PC said.
As a requirement.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these people make themselves look like, oh yeah, I just need love. I just want love. I want to be loved. I want my queen, right? Meanwhile, they have all these expectations that come up later, and it's ridiculous.
So are you not putting blame on? Who are you putting blame on? Because we could blame Elijah for not being honest.
I blame
process.
Elijah for not being honest, and I slightly blame the experts for not reading him better, because his personality does come out. He talks.
Right.
You can definitely sense that he expects certain things. He thinks of the world in a certain way. And as a psychologist, as a sex psychologist, and as a pastor, or these so-called experts, you should have sensed this. Same for Alyssa, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah. So there's blame. There's definitely blame for Elijah, and of course, I guess the blame starts earlier than now. Is what I'm wrapping my head around. Is the blame isn't just, oh, why is he acting this way now? The blame is, you should have been more clear when you talked to the experts and said cooking and cleaning is a must.
Why let's say, since we're talking about it, I don't blame, like Lindsay is a little crazy, right? But I think she needs to be on the show because she was apparently very open about herself. She said, I want anyone, I'm crazy, I want someone who can keep up with me, right? She put it all out there, and they paired her up with Mark the Shark. Yeah. She has more energy than he does, but she was open about it. So I don't judge that at all. Crazy person, 100%, but she was open. Elijah wasn't, and now he expects like crazy shit from her. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah. Okay. Then on top of this being the sex episode, it's also the fishbowl episode where there are questions to be asked and answered. And we get our first question here. It's a little scene where they pull out a question, and it is, if you could change one thing physically about me, what would it be? Katina asks that. Elijah answers. And he basically says, I wouldn't change anything. I think God made you in a good way, for real. But that's physically. The question was, how would you change me physically?
He should have said like upper body strength so he can clean more.
Yeah. Okay. So that is Katina and Elijah to begin with. Shall we move on to Noy and Steve?
Noy and Steve and the fishbowl.
Okay. So they're doing the fishbowl questions as well. And these, okay, here we go. What would you think if you caught me watching porn is the question.
Noy would be turned on.
Noy would be turned on, and Steve takes a big gulp.
I think Noy is a dirty girl. Like, you remember she told us she has her alternate ego?
Noisy.
She does look crazy.
I was going to say, we haven't really seen Noisy.
We haven't, but this is Noisy answering.
This is a touch of noise here.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, Steve's response is so awkward to me when she's like, oh yeah, it might turn me on. He's like, I'd love to experience that with you. I would love.
Dude, just watch porn.
I would love to experience it. No, not watch porn together. He would love for for him to be caught.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. When she goes to the gym or something.
Oh, yeah. Just
turn
wait.
the porn on.
Right. It's
And
like
wait for her.
like the naked man.
Yeah,
in
it's
How I
like the
Met Your
naked
Mother.
man. Yes.
Yeah, the masturbating man. And he's just waiting for her to walk. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'd love to experience that with you. Is that something you experience? I don't know. That's not really an experience. I guess it's quite the experience.
It can also be a role play if they really wanted to explore it.
Yeah, then it takes the element of surprise out. And I think
Yes.
it's less exciting. But that was an interesting one. Okay. So then we get Dr. Viviana paying a visit to Noe and Steve. Of course, she wants to talk trust, intimacy. She wants to talk about the connection. And Steve says, we already have a great physical connection. We hold hands, we cuddle, and we enjoy each other. Okay?
So wait, do they have sex?
I think that's a pretty PG way to say.
I think they do.
They're
They
having-
must be banging.
they're
I mean,
having
what
sex.
else? What else is Steve doing besides cleaning and cooking?
Maybe that's enough.
Maybe Steve should have been paired up with Olajuwon,
Right? That's what I'm saying. That's what we.
or become friends.
There you go. He's got nothing else to do all day. They live in the same building. So, yeah, between Alyssa and Steve, they could figure out the cooking.
Can be
and
a
cleaning.
way of freelancing.
Yeah. So, Noe starts talking about how she's had a hard time opening up. She tends to shut down when things get tough. And she talks about her past, and it's some really destructive behavior. She brings up how she used to lash out at partners, and she would just say things to hurt them.
I can see how some people do that. Some people do that.
I know, but the fact that she's so aware of it is what's concerning to me. I think some people do it in the heat of the moment, and then they go, I shouldn't have said that. The fact that she's so aware of it, to me, it's like a fighting tactic of hers. She knows she does it. She's good at it. That's my go-to move. And that's really destructive behavior.
Maybe someone called her out on that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than Olajuwon because that's what he lacks.
Fair enough.
So her knowing this and
Yeah.
saying it out loud, I think it's good. Listen, we all have flaws. I have flaws. You have flaws.
Sure. Okay. We don't have to admit it. We don't have to admit it twice on this podcast. Okay. We already did it once.
Everyone has flaws. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Everyone, right?
Oh, yeah.
But again, being self-aware, that's a good thing.
Some are worse than others. Not all flaws are created equal.
Are you talking about who? Who are you talking about?
And I'm saying not all flaws are created equal. A flaw like, oh yeah, I intentionally go and lash out at people to hurt them. That's not the same as a flaw of like, I'll leave my socks on the ground sometimes. Okay. You know, we all have flaws.
Fair enough.
They're not all created equal.
Fair enough.
So then Noe gets emotional. They start talking about the noodle nightmare. Okay.
Ugh, classic noodle fight.
And she's emotional. She doesn't realize how much she hurt Steve when she stormed off, when she left. And Steve says, yeah, well, it wasn't good and things need to change because if they stay the way they are now, it's not sustainable. I almost think her storming off was an alternative to the
Lashing?
to the lashing and hurting because it hurt just the same. We saw Steve get emotional. It hurt just the same. It was just a different way to attack.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting there and having a conversation and working through it, she didn't hurl insults. She threw herself out the door.
Well, yes. I could understand because these people don't know each other. So it's probably tough to talk through a fight when you don't know the person. I could understand if she walked away for like 10 minutes, walked around the apartment complex and came back and sit down and talked, right? I would understand that 100%. Walking away for a little bit, that makes sense. But the fact that she literally left for the night.
And went radio silent.
Yeah,
Didn't
no,
say,
that's
hey,
crazy.
I just need a night away.
Yeah.
Here's where I'll be staying. I'll be back tomorrow at 8. She just disappeared off the face of the
crazy.
earth. Terrible. And yeah, so I'm totally with Steve. You can't do that. When you're married,
Yeah.
you can't do
No.
that. So then they turn the conversation to Steve's lack of employment.
I think that's their issue. She can be a little harsh sometimes, and Steve is jobless.
Is he? We don't know. It's so hard to talk about because we don't know his situation.
It's true. And he is not worried about it at all.
Well, he keeps saying, I don't have a full-time job, which makes me believe he has a part-time job or he freelances.
He must have something.
I think, okay, so this is a really interesting conversation because he starts talking about, I don't have a full-time job, but look at how clean this apartment is. How well cooked are my noodles, okay? If I have a job, if I have a full-time job, this isn't going to happen. And Noi disagrees, and I do too. I think you could do both. So many millions of people around the world, millions of people around the world are able to juggle a job and also cooking and cleaning.
The only thing I could understand and I could put my mind behind this is if they had a kid and one of them did have to stay home, right?
Sure.
And it would have been Steve who's gonna stay home and clean and cook and take care of the kid. Sure.
Yeah. What Steve doesn't like, I think, and it's a similar argument with Olajuwon, Steve doesn't think Noi's putting really any effort into the cooking and cleaning. He doesn't care as much because he takes care of it, but it's a similar dynamic where he's doing all the house chores and Noi's just working. Noi's just going to work.
I mean, someone needs to bring the money in.
Right. But we don't know his financial situation.
That's true.
And Viviana even asks, she asks Noi, okay, if there were enough savings, say you were completely fine, the savings account was huge, right? Beyond your wildest dreams, would you be okay if Steve was a stay-at-home husband? And she wouldn't be.
I get it. You know why?
Tell me your thoughts.
I think when one person stays home, let's say with the kids or for whatever reason, I think it takes away from the relationship. And I see it and I saw it. I know people and I went to the gym with a lot of stay-at-home moms and all they talked about is how their marriage sucks and they think their husbands are cheating on them. They come home so late. They have nothing to talk about besides the kids, right?
Yeah.
So I think listen, I get it. I don't judge anyone. Some people do it because they want to. Some people do it because they have to. But for me personally, I don't think that would be a solution. A second reason for me would be that I love my job. I know you love your job too. So I wouldn't want to ditch that. And a third reason is that it just makes sense. That's what you do as an adult.
No,
you work.
I was with you until that last point.
Okay.
If you don't need to work, you don't need to work.
Yeah, but what do you do?
Well, so here would have been an interesting question, I think. Instead of Viviana saying, if there were enough savings, would you be okay with him staying home? I would have asked, say you guys won the lottery, okay? Say you guys won several $1 million in the lottery. Would it be okay if you both stopped working? And
That's a different thing.
But so then it's not about having a job like adults do. It's about having enough money for you both to not work. Because I think it's Noi going, it's not fair. He gets to stay home and I have to work. It's not fair. I think that's what it comes down to.
True, but I think it also, like working at let's say for myself, working helps with mental health. Because you have something else to focus on. I cannot imagine not to have anything to do, right?
You might fill it with hobbies or travel or something else.
Well, if I could, let's
That's
say.
what I'm saying.
But I would not want to travel by myself. The only thing I would just want to travel and be YOLO is if we won the lottery and we both decided, like, let's take a few years off and do something crazy. But at the end of the day, I feel like my work fulfills me.
Yeah, but Steve's a full-time dreamer. Okay, the guy loves to sit. You can't tell Steve what to do with his time. If he loves to sit home and dream, let him dream.
Okay, let me rephrase it. I would probably like the two for a little bit. Let's say if we won the lottery, right? But eventually I would get to the point, because I know myself, that I would need to do something.
Yeah, maybe he will. And it's a good point. How long has he been unemployed or freelancing?
Well,
maybe
we know that.
Maybe a year or
that's,
so. So
that's a long time.
it's getting to the longer end, but with COVID, everything's kind of crazy. Let's give it a year. Let's see if he's still happy sitting home in a year.
And I think we talked about it before, but I think freelancers need to hustle even more because no one is giving you the job. No one is giving you the paycheck every 2 weeks. Even if you have nothing to do at work, you're not getting your paycheck. You need to hustle to get the work.
Yeah.
So how is he freelancing if he cleans the house and cooks the noodles all the time? Who does the hustle?
No, now you're backtracking on your own argument. You can do both. There's enough time in the day to work and cook and clean.
No, there is. But his thing is, oh, well, if I don't do it, then if I go back to work, who's going to do it?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So my thing is like, if he is working, then he wouldn't be doing all this. Maybe he would, but not to the extent that he would bring it up as like, that's what I do.
No, I think they could both have jobs and both cook and clean.
That's what we do. 100%. All I'm saying is that Steve made it sound like, okay, if I get a full-time job, this apartment wouldn't be as clean and we wouldn't be cooking.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling him, I'm telling you,
okay.
I think that's an excuse. I think
it is an excuse. And that brings me back to if he did freelance, right?
Yeah.
And he did hustle, he wouldn't be saying, oh, I cook and clean. He would be saying, I work.
Right.
And then I cook and clean.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. He doesn't say I work. He doesn't say I do anything else.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Kind
it was
of.
a long conversation.
Yeah, kind of. Let's move on. Let's talk about Jasmina and Michael. They get their fishbowl questions. And these are a little more serious. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is no what's your favorite feature on my body or what would you do if you walked in on me jacking off. This gets a little heavier. This is what can be better in our marriage and why.
Well, I think these questions, or I would like to think that these questions are for the specific couples. It's not just like, oh, you make 4 fish balls and you just send it off.
Yeah, they're not generic fish balls.
They're targeting their issues.
That couldn't have said it better myself. Okay. Well, so what can be better in our marriage and why? Jasmina says, talk to me. Just throughout the day about small things. Those small conversations, they can lead to bigger.
I get it.
Conversation. I get it. I wanna, I don't know. Sometimes small talk can actually be a turnoff. I find.
Well, it depends if you can do the small talk.
I don't find the need to do small talk with your significant other. I would hope not. Like when you ask me, how's your day?
Yeah.
I'll be like, it's good. It was good. It's a nice greeting. It's a nice
I never
pleasantry.
ask you how is your day, but I do ask you how was your day
when
we eat dinner.
Right. And it can spur a conversation.
Exactly. I'm never trying to do a small talk. You and I can talk for hours, or we don't have to, and it will be fine.
But it's like once, it's at dinner. If you were peppering me throughout the day with these little just small talk things.
I'm too busy to do that.
Right. But that's where I go, okay, sure. Like if it's going to start a conversation, a larger conversation, fine. But talk to me throughout the day about small things. No, that's going to get on my nerves.
Well, I think you look at it from the perspective of us being together for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do talk throughout the day, but we talk about certain things or something's going on, podcasts, like we chit chat if we want to, but it's not a small talk. But think back at when we started dating. We did small talk. They've been together for 3 weeks. That's even though
point.
They're married, it's still I've been dating this guy for 3 weeks, but we're married. We did small talk all the time. I was like, oh, so how is your day going? How is work going? Oh, would you like to grab a drink later?
Right. You see something. It's like, oh, this reminded me of you. Just like little things to let the other person know you're thinking about them.
Now I'm like, oh, John, hey, can you grab me a hummus at the supermarket?
Right. That's a very good point. Just those little moments to let the other person know, hey, I'm thinking about you. Hey, I want to talk about you. Okay, I take it back.
Look at me.
I'm taking my foot out of my mouth.
I should be DT.
Yeah, someone needs to show up. So Michael says, when it comes to what can be better in the marriage and why, Michael says, listen and understand me. I'm not your enemy. It's not you versus me. Okay, it's pretty heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty heavy. It really comes down to conversation and communication with these two.
Communication is the key. I know everyone says it, but it's true.
We have one person. We have Jasmina saying, talk to me throughout the day. And we have the other person saying, listen and understand me. This is all about communication.
And that's their biggest issue.
Yeah. Yeah. So then the next question, this is a wild one. Is there anything you've been embarrassed to tell me and why? And I don't know if this is the type of answers that they were looking for when they asked this question. But here are the answers. Jasmina says in high school. And you want to take this one? Therese, I think you'd be better off taking this
Well,
one.
so in high school, apparently the seniors always pulled a prank on the new kids, especially on the girls. And
I don't think it would work on guys. Let me just say, I don't think this prank would be too successful.
This is the girl prank.
Yeah.
So apparently the prank was that Jasmina was told that she got her period, and she's like, oh my gosh. And
Wait, can I ask a dumb question for all the guys out there? Do you need to be told you got your period, or do you know you got it?
No, but I feel like when you are a kid and you don't know when it happens, or you don't really know what to do, it can go through your pants.
Okay.
It can be visible. Like I remember.
I mean, we don't have to
kid,
embarrass
No, we had a
ourselves
kid
here.
in the class, not myself, but she was wearing white pants, and she got her
Why did you
period.
wink at me when you said not me?
I didn't wink. It's probably a tick.
I'm just kidding.
But it was all over her butt, and kids were making fun of her. She had to go home. Her
Kids are
parents
so
picked her up.
mean.
Kids are horrible. But this was the prank. I didn't find it funny, but sure. So they told her, oh, Jasmina, you got your period. And the girl walked behind her, covering her butt. And right before the bathroom, she unveiled it, and poor Jasmina screamed, sat on the floor, right? And then it was a prank. What a great prank.
Yeah, but also, like, apparently this was the classic hazing thing at this school. Wouldn't you know after like 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 other your friends?
But they said they do it to the new kids.
I know, but
So how would you know?
I mean, if it's something that gets passed down generation after generation, you'd think it'd be talked about.
So, like, I don't know how it works in the US actually. In Czech, you choose your high school, you have to pass some exams and you go there. I didn't know anyone in my high school. I had to travel to my high school for an hour and a half each way.
No, it's very different.
Because it was a good high school. So I didn't know a single person.
Oh, well, I went to public school, not bragging or anything, but I went to public school, and you just end up going to school with the kids you've always gone to school with. You go to middle school, and then those kids graduate, and you go to the as long as you're in public school.
That's not. I mean, I went to a public school too.
Yeah.
Most schools are public in Czech, and actually, fun fact, in Czech it's the opposite. The private schools are the schools for slackers because your parents just pay it off. You don't have to pass any tests really. You just go in. If you want to go to a good school, you need to study. I studied for a year to get to a good high school, and I actually got there because of my grades.
But it's free?
It's free, but you have to pass the exams.
So it's free for the smart kids, and you have to pay. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Like, you should be rewarded for.
And usually, like, private schools are for the kids who don't really want to study, don't want to do anything, but parents have money.
That makes sense, because it's like, here, teachers, this is going to be tough. These kids aren't here to learn.
Yeah, you have to study if you want to get into a good school.
That's interesting.
Again, I graduated high school years ago, so I don't know if things changed, but as far as I know, they didn't. And I have some friends who went to private high schools, and some of them didn't even graduate. Those who graduated, I don't know what they do, but no one went to college.
Interesting. Okay. I ever tell you the pee-pee boy story? I ever tell you the pee-pee boy story?
Are you talking about yourself?
No, I don't think I must have peed my pants at some point.
Ugh.
What do you mean, ugh? Like, is that an ugh? You've peed your pants, or an ugh?
I'm trained since I was 1 year old. My parents trained me.
I'm sure I peed the bed. I don't think I've ever peed my pants.
I've never done
like,
that.
in public. Okay, well, Michael has peed his pants. When he was 6, they were doing story time. This is such an adorable story. He was sitting on the floor, and he had to use the bathroom, but the teacher would not allow him to go until the story was over. Okay? So Michael peed himself, and then everyone was like, Mike, pee-pee boy. Mike, pee-pee boy.
Well, when I was in the 1st grade, and I still remember, there was a girl who peed herself while sitting on a chair. It was this little waterfall.
Whoa.
She changed schools because we couldn't. Also me, I was this little kid that I was kind of bullied too, but for different reasons, just because I was small. I guess I was a little idiot that was just kissing ass for everyone. Ugh. But this girl, kids were bullying her so hard because for different reasons too. But then she peed the chair, and she transferred schools.
I wonder why kids do
Kids
that.
are dumb.
But they are, but they must learn it from somewhere. I mean, I know there's a lot of adults that are assholes too, but I feel like we kind of grow and we mature and we go, we shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have. Why did we say those things about that kid?
I don't know.
But why are kids so mean? They should be so innocent and just happy not to have to go to work every day.
They're very innocent. I got cool. I became cool like in middle school.
Oh, look at you.
I met my friend Teresa, same name, and we were just like running to school, but in like a fun way. We were like the fun people. But yeah, in elementary school, I was a little idiot. I was such an idiot. Even my dad was like, "Why are you letting people step all over you?"
Yeah.
I remember that
Why were you?
conversation. I don't know. I was just
Maybe
an
you were an
idiot.
only child.
Well, I am the only child, but I don't know. I just didn't have the balls to tell anyone stop stepping all over me. I was stealing shells from my mom.
I know, we
because-
told this story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shell company.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Anyway. Okay. Don't sell yourself short. I pressed it before. All right. Last question for them from the fishbowl. Tell your partner your favorite physical feature about them. And Jasmina likes Michael's arms. Michael likes Jasmina's smile.
That's nice.
Beautiful. Okay. Then we get a visit from Dr. V. Okay. She shows up, of course, wants to talk about intimacy. And Michael just comes clean and says, we are not intimate at all. No hand holding, no cuddling. And Michael puts it on Jasmina.
Well, he says, I let Jasmina take the lead. And so she doesn't do anything.
Well, because if I have no connection with you, my vagina ain't getting wet for you.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, I completely get it. I just didn't
If your
expect
vagina
that.
isn't wet, I mean, there is no fun time.
Well, understood. But she's saying she can't even get her vagina wet
Maybe
unless
she's
there's
not attracted to him.
I think
Could
she
be it
is
too.
I think she's attracted.
And as we talked about it so many, many, many times, being attracted to someone is not just physical.
Right.
It's emotional and it's mental, and there is something off. You're not gonna drop your panties.
Yeah. I think it's got to be his personality, the way he
Yeah.
communicates with her or doesn't communicate with her, because he's got a good job. He's got a cool job. I think he's a decent looking guy. He seems kind, like he's not Elijah
He has
Juan.
issues, but so does she.
He's not. I mean, there's the lying or the withholding of the truth. It was lying about his roommates and all. So that, I think, could dry you up down there because you're going to be a little guarded.
You're such an expert.
You're going to be a little guarded. Yeah. But that's what we hear. And Jasmina says sometimes there are good times where we lay down, we have a good day. But a lot of times it feels like we're coexisting.
That's sad.
You don't want that.
No.
You don't want to be roommates. You don't want to enter the roommate zone.
I mean, Michael
wife.
could probably use one more roommate.
He is fond of having female roommates. So maybe that is why it feels that way. But Michael says it seems like he's focusing on the issues and Jasmine is focusing on how he's the cause of the issues. There's a lot of finger pointing on this television show.
Again, they have a communication issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they start getting into an argument right there in front of Viviana. And she's like, time out. Let's start over. Okay. Let's go back to zero. And Michael asks Jasmina if he's taken ownership of the things he needs to work on. And Jasmina says, I think I'm the one putting in the effort. And so Viviana comes up with this idea. Why don't you start journaling? Michael, why don't you start journaling and then share that with Jasmina?
And Michael's down, which I was surprised.
Yeah. This is a sensitive man. This is a man who has been raised by women, who lives exclusively with women. He's a sensitive man. He's probably read a couple of his roommates' diaries, and he's like, I should start one of my own.
Have you ever had a diary?
Oh.
So I have a good story about a diary.
I feel like I have had a diary just because not that I wrote in, but I think I bought one because I thought it was so cool that there was a notebook with a lock on it. I was like, this is pretty badass.
Yeah, I had that too, but it was for pictures.
Yeah, I don't think I ever wrote in it. Tell me your diary story.
So, as I mentioned, my best friend Teresa before, she doesn't speak English, so there is no way she listens to this. When we were in middle school, we just became instant friends. And it's funny how we became friends. We were seated with each other by the teacher. Right? For a year, we didn't even talk or anything. And then we were seated with each other and we just became besties right away. And so we started doing this diary.
A joint diary?
Yeah. So, okay, we started. So let me tell you the full story. It'll be quick. We were seated with each other, right? But because we became so close, we could not stop chatting. So the teacher goes like, oh my gosh, this was a terrible move. And she seated us with other people. In Czech, you sit with a partner in school. So you have a table for two. All tables are two.
You have to make a reservation?
So she seated me with a guy and she seated Teresa with a guy on the other side of the class. So we idiots started a diary that we were giving each other during breaks. So we wrote in it, and it was the time that Teresa started dating this guy and I started dating this guy too. They were friends, we were friends, right? Me taking it very easy, however, Teresa didn't. So she started writing the diary how, she went out with this guy and he fingered her.
Whoa! This is the sex episode, folks.
It was on the diary. And me saying I'm
How old were you guys?
Cigarettes, 15. Us
Yikes.
smoking cigarettes and talking crazy things and me saying I can't wait to lose my virginity.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy stuff like that. And guess what? Guess whose parents found it?
Yours?
I was so grounded. I couldn't talk to Teresa for 2 weeks. My parents wanted my mom. My dad was like, whatever, she's young. My mom goes like, how do you talk about things like this? And that's how I got on birth control without even being sexually active. My mom brought me to the gynecologist because I said I can't wait to lose my virginity. I don't think I ever told you this, but that's how I became. Yeah, that's how I've been taking birth controls since I was 15 without having sex.
Wow. Good.
So,
right.
yes. But
Well,
my mom found it.
okay.
My dad found it. They read it all. And it was really interesting for several months to be around my parents because of everything that was
I
said.
can imagine.
And best thing was that they called Teresa's mom too.
Oh boy.
So her parents knew. And
Made a copy of the diary. Let him read it.
well, long story short, this
You had a
was the
diary.
last time. This was the last time I wrote my thoughts down on a piece of paper.
Yeah. Good. Safe. Well, what a segue. What a segue into Viviana's next question, which is, do you guys want to get to an intimate place? Do you guys want to lose your virginities with each other? And Michael said, oh, for sure. If we get a little more intimate, we can develop more of an emotional connection. So it's the complete opposite of Jasmina, because he's going, get intimate, then we develop the emotional connection. Jasmine is saying, if I don't have the emotional connection, I'm dry.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm dry. So a little bit of an opposites thing going on here. But Jasmina says, when we speak and connect, then I do feel like I want to do those things. I want to kiss. I want to hug. Whatever comes next.
We'll see if that even happens.
All right. Let's talk about someone who probably lost her virginity in the 3rd grade.
Yes.
Lindsay and Mark the Shark.
Mark the Shark, MDS.
Lindsay's FaceTiming her friend, Melanie. She's got a glass of wine, classic
Classic.
glass of wine. She's telling Melanie, look, Mark's a good guy. I see potential. But we had sex and he's pulled back ever since. And we haven't had sex for 2 weeks.
Until today. Did you see today or yesterday?
Recently.
Yeah, they had a quickie. She called it a quick and dirty sex.
Quick and dirty, down
Which
and dirty.
I guess it would have been okay for some people, or if you do have the emotional connection, but the whole thing about Mark the Shark was that he needs to dial back a little bit and connect emotionally to have sex. But now he comes in hot and heavy and bangs her.
All she wanted was sex. She wasn't being specific on the type of sex or the length of sex. She was begging for sex. Bangers can't be choosers. And now she's trying to get all choosy on the type of sex she's having.
No. I don't think that's what she was doing. I think she said his whole issue was that he needed to emotionally connect. They haven't emotionally connected.
Yeah.
However, now he just wants to do a quickie.
Right.
There's something wrong.
He masturbated with her vagina.
So she's saying something happened, right? That's not the sex I want to have with him because of the sex he's seeking. He wants the emotional sex, but that wasn't it.
Yeah.
And it sucked.
I just feel bad. I feel bad for Mark because she's really going at his manhood
Oh yeah.
this season between the small balls, the small paycheck, his terrible bedroom skills. She's just really hanging him out to dry. And it's not a good, I get it. That's why I'm watching, but it's not the nice thing to do.
Oh, no.
As a wife.
No. The way she says it too, like, I get it. You're on TV and you're being honest. It's a documentary in a way, right? But even if you're unhappy, there are ways to say it because think about it this way. If you do say yes on decision day, you're going to watch all this, right?
Oh, yeah. A few awkward Wednesdays
And we know
for these
that
couples.
past couples did break up because of something that was said on the show that they watched later on. I'm talking about Ryan and Clara.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
so be mindful of that.
But also don't be, because I want all the gossip.
I want all of it. But I feel like Lindsay cannot even be mindful. I think that's her personality.
Well, it's also the alcohol.
Yeah.
Tell me what you thought of this. I'm trying to understand what this meant. Melanie says, well, Mark, he wants an intimate connection. He wants that feeling. And Lindsay's like, gross. I don't want that. What is that feeling that Lindsay's grossed out by?
I don't know.
Because
Like the feeling of love, that's beautiful.
That's what I thought. I thought like romance or love. And Lindsay's like, gross. I don't want that.
Maybe she is trying to be too cool. Like, like I'm not lovey-dovey. I just want to have dirty sex and have some drinks. And
Long
have fun.
dirty sex, though, not quick dirty sex.
But yeah, like the feeling of love is the bomb.
Yeah.
So
It's better than any sex.
Gross,
It's better than the feeling of any type of sex.
it's either we misunderstood what she's saying or she misunderstood what Melissa was saying.
Yeah. Misunderstanding. It's a common theme on the show. Okay, let's go to the beach. Mark got her flowers. I know you're not a fan of flowers in general. I'm not a fan of destination flowers. Okay.
What's a destination flower?
When you go somewhere and you give someone...
Oh, yeah, it sucks. So you have to carry it.
Yeah, you're just giving someone something to carry around all day.
However, I would take a destination balloon.
You still got to carry it around all day.
I mean, you can put a balloon on your...
That's fair.
You can tie it around your wrist.
Yeah.
And you just look cool.
Yeah, when you give someone flowers out and about, you're giving them a chore for the rest of the day. Here, you take care of these.
Yeah.
I don't want them anymore. You take them.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So they get their fishbowl questions. And of course, this is the first question. Favorite sexual position and why? No surprise here. Lindsay loves being on top. Her reasoning, because she recently discovered a G-spot orgasm. So that takes the cake for her, she says. I think it's because control. I think in that position, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think she's in control.
Yeah,
and of course, she wants to be in control in every aspect, in and out of the bedroom. And I think that's why she likes it. Okay, so then we get the Dr. Viviana visit, and Mark's like, okay, good. Maybe we can get some help with communicating. And Lindsay's just like, sex. Sex. Yeah, she wants like pointers from Dr. Viviana on like new positions and different G-spot orgasms. Mark's just like, maybe she can help us talk. So she comes. First question, how do you feel about your marriage? And they both just start laughing.
so hard.
Not a great response. Not really what you'd expect as an answer to that question. And Mark goes, it's been an interesting 3 weeks of getting to know someone.
And Dr. Viviana said, oh, I didn't expect that many fireworks. Aren't fireworks a good thing?
She expected some. She said, I knew there could be some. I didn't expect them to get this bad right away. Like, they turn from fireworks to explosions.
Okay.
It's like when the firework falls on its side and shoots into a crowd of people.
That's
She didn't
bad.
expect those kind of fireworks. Okay. She expected more the pretty ones.
Yeah.
So she goes, I want to put that in the past. And I don't want you guys to ever treat each other like that again.
And then she's like, so tell me about the trajectory of your sex life. And Lindsay's like, it's that.
The trajectory of Lindsay's drink was onto the floor. Did you see her mixed drink hit the floor?
No.
Oh, it fell right off the counter.
Oh, is that what it was?
She like...
I heard something, but I didn't know what it was.
Lindsay got on all fours and started licking it up. She's like, no. No man left behind.
I mean, 5 second rule.
5 second rule. Yeah, she could down her drink in less than 5 seconds. Yeah. She's like, right off the bat, things were great. Mark was here for me. We connected. We banged it out. Okay. And you know, that's what I'm all about. Then we banged again. And Mark said things didn't feel as comfortable. Probably because Lindsay's terrifying in bed. Like, I have a feeling this episode wasn't the first time Lindsay put a ball gag in her mouth. I think sex with her could be an adventure that you have to be prepared for.
And like Dr. Viviana's like, Lindsay, if you want to have good sex, you have to stop being rude about it.
Yes.
So true.
Yes.
Finally, someone called her out. I mean, yes, PC called her out on different things, but the way she, as you said, the way she talks about Mark the Shark, even if he's bad in bed, even if he's whatever, she really is taking his manhood.
There are ways to say things.
Exactly.
And she thinks the brasher I am, the ruder I am, the cooler I am, the more power I have.
Yes, I think she thinks she's cool and funny. Like, oh, I'm the cool chick. I'm funny. I'm hilarious.
I
because
drink.
of-
I burp. Yeah. But no, it's off-putting. You're too old to act this way.
Way too old.
So Viviana asks if there's trust in the relationship, enough to move forward and grow. And Lindsay says, I trust Mark. She's not sure if Mark trusts her. So Viviana asks, okay, do you both trust in each other? And do you both trust that you're in this and you want the best for each other? And they say yes. They
And
do.
Dr. Viviana's like, okay, so Lindsay, don't be hurtful.
Yeah.
Boom.
Prove it.
Boom.
Prove it that there's trust and that you want what's best.
Such a great sentence for Lindsay because she is hurtful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for Mark the Shark all the time.
It's multiple levels of hurt too. She's hurting Mark, but there's also self-sabotage. She's hurting herself in this entire process.
His eyes are just gonna fall out of his head.
Okay, new day. Lindsay is setting up a Nerf gun fight. It's more of a Nerf gun ambush because she has a Nerf Tommy gun and she's hiding in the closet.
I mean, it's fun, but I don't think I would ever do anything like it. Would you?
I mean, we get a little wacky sometimes.
Yeah, we do.
Well, there'll be points in our night where we'll end up chasing each other around the kitchen island for a good 7 to 8 minutes.
When you do give me a piggyback, right?
Or when I give you a piggyback, we get a little goofy.
We do.
Sometimes.
Oh, no, totally goofy.
This
I'm
is-
talking about this specific activity.
Yeah, this is violent. This is aggression. Okay. My first idea for, we should like do something fun together wouldn't be like, let's get guns and shoot each other.
And even Mark the Shark is like, she's trying to kill me.
Yeah. So they go through that. And then it's time for the sex exercises. Okay, the sex exercises. They get a sex game, the silent treatment. And the point of this game is to deepen the couple's connection without speaking.
So whoever is answering the question is blindfolded.
Yeah. There's also a ball gag as part of this game, which Lindsay forces into Mark's mouth, but he doesn't keep it in.
No.
It's almost like a clown's nose, but over his mouth. He just kind of has it on the outside of his mouth. And Lindsay goes, yeah, Mark looks like a Polynesian pig that couldn't get the apple stuffed in all the way. Lindsay literally goes, all right, like, give me the ball gag. I'll show you how it's done. And she shoves it into her mouth. Clearly no stranger to having balls in her mouth. She is a pro. So then the Smarties candy bathing suit comes out. And there's a card that says, show how you like to cuddle. And Mark puts Lindsay's like a wrestling move. Like it was like a reverse chokehold that he put. This is such an aggressive couple. This the sexual.
But I don't think Mark is. I think maybe, Lindsay is for sure. But whenever Mark is a little aggressive, I think she brings it up at him.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then this was awesome. This was great. Write a word on your partner. Write a word of affirmation on your partner. And Lindsay had to write one on Mark. What did she write?
She wrote driven.
Because I'm Mark the Shark, and that's why I got the nickname Mark the Shark, because I'm driven. Everyone knows I'm driven.
I'm surprised she said it because, maybe he is driven. Like, driven is more of a professional word because if it's relationship related, I don't think he is that driven.
No,
because
Lindsay's
of
driving him away.
Yeah.
It's the only driven there is. But isn't that what he said? That's why he got the nickname? He's like, oh, my friends, they know I'm so driven. That's why they call me Mark the Shark.
And that's good. Listen, driven is good. Mark the Shark is even better.
Yeah. Okay, next card. Take one piece of your spouse's clothing off. So Lindsay takes Mark's shirt. Why is everything happening to Mark? Why is Mark... The only thing Mark did to Lindsay was put her in a reverse chokehold.
Because she probably took over the ball.
Yeah.
And
she's like,
Mark,
no. You're gonna be doing this. Okay, I'm calling the shots here. You're doing this. Okay, take your clothes off. Take your shirt off. She takes it off and she takes a Polaroid picture of it, like some
Which
type
is
of
fun.
hazing.
It's just fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun if it was equal. If then she removed a piece of clothing and then he got a picture to blackmail her, that would be fun. This thing is so one-sided, right? Literally the only thing she did was shove a ball gag in her mouth, which she really wanted to do. I think she was really excited to do that.
Unless it was cut out. Unless it wasn't as fun as Mark.
True. Okay. So that's that. I think we need to take a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we're going to have some group hangs. Okay? We'll be back in a second. And we're back with some group hangs.
Aerial yoga.
Oh, you want to start with the girls?
Yeah.
Let's
Which
start with-
I love. I want to do it.
Would you do this?
I would, but I don't think I could really get in shape.
I think I would just use it as a hammock
Uh-huh.
and just hang there. No, I mean, if you could do this, it looks fun. But until the point of being able to do it, it looks terrifying. I mean, literally, the first couple times you get into a hammock is a near-death experience.
I love it.
Okay.
Did they say that Noi invited the girls there?
No, I mean, maybe they did. I didn't hear.
I'm pretty sure I caught it. They said Noi invited the girls to aerial yoga, but I might be wrong.
See, that would be cool if each outing, one of the girls or one of the guys was like, here's an idea. Here's what I like. If Chris was still on the show, rest in peace, they would go frisbee golf, right? That would be cool.
Yeah. So Lindsay is super excited. She loves the challenge.
Loves the challenge.
Tina's nervous.
Okay.
And I feel like Jasmina is just like, I don't work out. Let me just swing over here.
That's my vibe. Yeah, no one was really succeeding at first, but by the end, I was impressed. I didn't think they would.
Yeah, looked good.
They
Looked
would get there.
fun.
Yeah, Lindsay's loving it because Alyssa's gone. So the meetups are going well. And she's like, well, and Katina's here, but let's not get into it. Let's not ruin a good thing. So they do the aerial yoga. They sit down to talk. And Jasmina says something that I've been thinking a lot about.
That she doesn't want to break her coochie.
No. Although now I will be thinking a lot about that.
What did she say?
Lindsay wants someone to break her coochie. She said what she misses about dating is the chase. She likes the chase. And I thought about that because it's something people say a lot.
Okay,
Oh,
do you miss the chase?
No.
You
And
better.
I don't know. I can't speak for everyone, but what's the chase of dating? Tell me what do you think the chase of dating is?
I don't know. I never really chased anyone.
Okay.
I could understand if someone what what I loved about dating, but especially dating you, is getting to know you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then here we are. But dating is tricky. You get to know someone, and there is, at least for me, personal experience, there was always the something that I was like, ugh, this is not gonna work. And that was just me like, do I want to keep it going, knowing that after like a week or two, I just cannot take this person anymore?
Right.
Or do I just stop? So I actually never got to a certain level to be like, oh my gosh, I love this person, unless only with you.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, I never chased anyone. I guess, we all, when we were younger, I did enjoy meeting new people.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy the idea of like, one day I meet someone who's going to be so special, but I need to get through all these random people to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved the excitement of meeting
Yes.
someone new, right?
Okay. I'm glad you said that. Here's what I think. And again, I'm not going to speak for everyone. I will, I guess, but I can't accurately. I think it's more about possibility. I think what's exciting about being single is possibility.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going out Friday night with the boys. What's going to happen? Who am I going to meet? It could be the one. It's the possibility that's excitement.
It is.
Chase, maybe that's a synonym for I'm chasing the opportunity. I'm chasing the possibility. But to me, I feel like Jasmina misses the possibility. She's married now. There's no more possibility. She knows what she's got, and that's that.
I honestly understand what she's saying, because they were not forced. They signed up with their free will, but they skipped that whole part of getting to know the person, their excitement. I remember, I'm still excited whatever we do, but obviously we're married and I know you very well, right? But once upon a time, I didn't know you very well, and I was excited to get to know you. I was excited what's next for us, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still excited. What's next for us? What are we gonna do? Where are we gonna end up? Right? Same thing. But we went through the whole process of getting to know each other, getting more comfortable, falling in love naturally. They weren't. And I think that's what she misses, because she is not head over heels with Michael. If she was, I don't think she would say that.
Right. I think that's a fair point. So Katina says she's enjoying herself. She doesn't miss dating. And every time, and maybe it's bad, maybe that's the self-sabotage or the dumpster fire that I want out of a reality show. Every time she says she's happy or she's enjoying herself or things are good, I'm like, no, they're not. Like, be mad, be upset. You shouldn't be happy. But maybe that's wrong of me. Maybe she should be happy in this situation.
Yeah, but not with him.
I know. So I wish she was like, you know what? I'm not enjoying myself. Things are terrible. Elijah's a douche, but
she should be like that. I wish they paired her up with someone nicer.
Yeah.
I really wish, because she seems like a nice girl.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe Elijah can get there, but what he's done already is terrible.
He cannot get there. No.
I know. He thinks, I was Isaac. Now I'm Elijah. It's like, this is still Isaac.
No.
This is still Isaac.
Yeah. But again, at the same time, selfishly, I'm enjoying this because it's a reality TV, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to see everyone being happy. No. I hate to say it, but if everyone was just happy and holding hands, and it's like, oh yeah, we have sex behind the scenes, but we don't want to talk about it, I wouldn't watch this show.
Yeah, we're terrible people. We
are, but
we want you to be miserable.
We all are, guys. Let's be honest with ourselves. We watch this because it's entertaining. And people who signed up for these shows know it. They know what they're doing. And that's why I don't feel bad, because I would personally never sign up for this. I'm just, my level of comfort, I would never do it, but I know what they signed up for. So any drama, I don't feel bad. I do feel bad for Katina, however, because Elijah one is crazy.
I mean, that's borderline abuse.
Yeah,
if not abuse.
It is. Yeah. So that's a different
That goes beyond
story,
entertainment.
Yeah, I say I feel bad for Mark that she's washing their dirty laundry in front of everyone, but at the same time, like, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
Speaking of Mark, Lindsay says she misses being wooed, because she says, I've dated established men, older men. They were ready to woo a woman.
They probably all ran away very fast after her first bottle of wine.
She goes, "Oh, the men who usually approach me, they're big fish." Lindsay, you have the biggest.
You have
the
a
biggest,
shark.
You have the biggest fish right in front of you.
Well, maybe, we still don't know what type of a shark Mark is.
It could be a sand
Is it the
shark.
great white?
Yeah, it could be a sand
Is he one of the tiny sharks that you don't even think they're sharks?
Is he a baby shark?
Is he a baby shark? Is he a whale shark that just flows around the ocean and eats plankton?
So many beautiful sharks.
So many
beautiful
I
sharks.
can't even say that.
Oh, so many whale sharks, great white sharks, so many beautiful sharks, sand sharks,
Hammerhead shark.
baby sharks, so many beautiful sharks. Yeah. Okay. So then Lindsay has no shame telling the girls that at least she's getting her orgasms again.
Good.
Go get your orgasms, girl. You do what you got to do. So then Jasmine and Lindsay start talking about the rough first month they had and how Mark frames it as losing 3 weeks of the process. Lindsay is correct, I think, in saying that's not losing 3 weeks. You learned during
Yes.
There's no losing 3 weeks
No.
in this process. The whole thing is a process.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad or
For
indifferent, that's the process. Okay. Should we talk about guys hang?
Yeah, they play hockey in shorts. WTF.
Love this. Big fan of the hockey.
Yeah,
Big
but
hockey guy.
don't play in shorts.
Yeah, not on synthetic ice. That just sketches me
No.
out. That was not real ice.
Yeah.
That was the plastic ice that you can skate on.
Oh, wait.
that
What?
that was not ice.
What's the synthetic ice?
That was not frozen water.
It's not the ice you play hockey in?
No, I play on frozen water.
Yeah, but I would hope so.
That was plastic.
So it wasn't cold?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll take back my shorts comment.
No, but you're in Boston. There are 942 ice rinks within a stone's throw. Go to a real ice rink.
Yeah. Oh. Ah.
So before they skate, Steve's like, "Big news, boys. Nope, didn't get a job. Dropped the L word." Dropped the L word.
And I was like, oh, you did?
Steve goes, "I took a risk." But she said it back. How is that a risk? Didn't she say it like on day?
She said it first, yeah.
Didn't she say it on day? Didn't she say it as she
Yeah.
was walking down the altar? She was like, "I love you." How is that taking a risk?
I don't know. You should take a risk and find a job.
Yeah. So they hit the synthetic ice.
How do you know it was a synthetic ice?
You can tell
How? Tell me.
from the
'Cause
sound.
I didn't know.
From the sound.
Oh, look
from
at you.
the look of it. Did it look like it was melting at all?
No, but I wasn't looking at the ice. I was looking at them
Falling all over the ice?
Yeah, not knowing how to ice skate.
Here's what I'll say. They were bad, but they were much better than I expected. Especially like Michael's like, "Oh, I've never skated before." To maneuver yourself around synthetic ice like that, pretty impressive.
I didn't know it even existed.
Oh, yeah. I'll show you a whole thing about it. It's wild. It's crazy.
How do you make it?
You could put it in your backyard. A lot of people are doing it these days.
Really?
It's expensive. It's
Well,
expensive.
how do you take care of it?
It's plastic.
What? But you must make holes
Yeah,
in it.
you carve it up a little bit, and then I think you can replace the panels. I don't know if there's a way to fix the panel, but you can replace it.
Gee,
it's
too
crazy.
bad we don't have a backyard.
And we could put it in the living room. That's the thing. You could buy one sheet of ice. Now we're going inside baseball. We're going inside hockey. You could buy one sheet, like one little 4x4 foot square. And a lot of hockey players will do that. And they'll just stick handle in their living room
Oh.
because it's like a puck
Okay.
on ice. Anyway, they finish. They talk. Mark is saying Lindsay does a lot around the house, but they're not connecting on an emotional level the way he wants. So that's his issue. Elijah says things weren't great recently, but they're getting better. Michael says he didn't expect things to be this tough, but he rates the marriage, which is always good to do. It's always good to put a number to your marriage.
He says 7.
7. Okay.
Not bad.
7. Could be worse. But we didn't mention this. Jasmina said if it's not an 8 on decision day,
Oh, yeah.
if it's not an 8 on decision day, she's not saying yes.
And that's good.
Yeah.
You should put yourself first. If you don't vibe it, don't do it.
Yeah. Here's the only reason I say if it's a 7, Jasmina, say yes, because you're already married. Why not try for another month? Why not try for another 2 months?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Life's short.
Life
Shit
is
happens.
short, but sweet
If
for
you
certain.
don't-
Dave Matthews.
If you don't feel like, are we going to see him?
We're going to see Dave
Yeah.
in a couple months. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, if you don't feel like that's the right decision, the right move, don't
Yeah.
sell yourself short, guys. And it counts for everything and everyone. Even if you meet someone on Tinder, you're dating, and you just want to get married, you want to settle down. If the person isn't at least 9,
Whoa.
yeah, sure, because it's for the rest of your life.
But let me play devil's advocate. Don't be so quick to throw things away either. Because as we said at the top of the show, no one's perfect. So if it's not deal breaker stuff, right? If it's not Elijah Wan and his behavior, right? If it's just Michael and he's a little closed off, don't be so quick to throw it away. Give it a chance.
No, it's not just that. For them, it's the communication and lack of intimacy. How long can that last?
It's only been 3 weeks.
True.
Yeah, don't invest 6 months of your life into it, but you can give it a couple months.
Yes, but I feel like to say yes on decision date, you need
You're
to
already
feel,
married.
Yes, but you need to feel like it can last. If you have big doubts, like I don't think it can, you should not say yes.
Okay. All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Let's go back to some couple talk here. Lindsay and Mark, who it's nighttime now, they're laying in bed, and Mark asks, what needs to be worked on? And I guess this is Lindsay's word now, because she says, I need to be wooed. I get wooed a lot. Okay?
Like Mark the Shark's eyes are about to literally pop out of his head. He's just like, it almost like you try when you need to go to the bathroom, but it's not coming out, so you need to push.
Uh-huh.
That's what's happening.
Okay.
He's just like pushing.
Yeah. Well, Mark tells the camera, oh, she'll get wooed. She'll get wooed when the time is right. Wu-Tang Clan. Just you
Gravel
wait.
Pit.
Gravel Pit.
My
Just you.
favorite song. Shout
just
out
you
to
wait.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah. This whole thing, though, and I'm not taking anything away from sex or intimacy, but she just wants to get banged. That's literally all she's saying. Wooing, getting wooed, I think in her mind is bang me. There's so many other couples talking about we need communication,
Yeah.
right? We need to connect. We need trust. She's literally saying, stick it in me.
Yeah.
Give it to me hard, not fast, but give me. All she wants is to get banged.
I guess.
Yeah, that's
I
what
guess.
And again, it's important. But if Mark needs that connection, work on that, and the woo will come.
100%.
The woo will come, and you will too. Okay, put that on a t-shirt. All right, let's talk about Jasmina. Not the cum, not the cum. The saying. Jasmina and Michael. They're woo-wee. Here we go. This is a classic reality TV scene.
They're doing yoga.
Not just any yoga.
It's not tantra yoga.
It's not downward dog yoga. It's downward doggy style. It's closer
I
to
think
downward
it's like
doggy
a
style than
couples yoga.
it's couples yoga. Okay.
I mean, you never listen to me breathing.
We can do that. I listen to you snore. Is that close enough?
No, because I don't snore. I don't do that. I want you to hold me and listen to me breathe.
Okay, we'll do that as soon as we finish here. Okay. They're doing couples yoga. It's whatever you want to call it. It's the most intimate they've ever gotten. Right? They've never touched each other in this way before.
Yeah. I mean, good for them.
Jasmina says it feels good getting this close. Okay. And speaking of falling asleep, snoring, I thought Michael just about fell asleep on Jasmina's back. I was like, he's either really into this or he passed out.
And they brought the fishbowl questions with them.
Sure, why not?
What are you doing?
Why not?
Like, they're like, ugh, if yoga is boring, let's bring the questions to the studio.
Yeah.
With the blindfold.
With the blindfold, which they do. And Michael asks first, do you think you've been fully vulnerable with me? Jasmina says, no, I haven't. And she says it's the lack of communication. She says she feels like Michael doesn't always care for the marriage or even care for Jasmina, and that's why she holds back.
And then Michael gets blindfolded.
Wait. First, before he like sexually puts a cherry, like he rewards her like a dog.
He did?
It was like ask a question, get a treat.
Oh,
Yeah, he put
I
a
like it.
He put
Can we do
He
it?
put a cherry in her mouth. I think it was some sort of.
Can we play the game?
Sure.
Can you feed me snacks?
I'll feed you. I'll feed you. Okay, and then you. Sorry, you were gonna
Well,
say.
just Michael. Now Michael gets blindfolded, and Jasmina asks, "What's hard to say?"
Ooh, that I wish I could trust you more.
Why doesn't he
That's honest.
Yeah, why doesn't he trust her?
Right.
Right? Like, I don't think she
Right. There's nothing
done
she-
anything for him not to trust
She's
her.
infantilized him. Like, oh, Michael.
Well, again, I really think that comes from her job.
But she needs to snap out of that.
Someone needs to call her out on that. No
He
one
needs,
does.
Right, he needs to.
Yeah, he
hey, don't
needs to be
talk
like-
to me like I'm your
Yeah, like, you talk
preschooler.
to me like I'm the kids you take care of. Hey, like, let's leave your job behind, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of get it, but at the same time, yes, he needs to say something if he doesn't want to be talked to like that.
Yeah, I don't understand the trust thing, but Jasmina does because she says, "Oh, I'm not shocked to hear this. Like, I know I need to create a safe space." But yeah, I think Michael's done more to lose her trust than the other way around with
Oh, yeah.
withholding the information
For
about
sure.
the roommates and whatnot. Yeah, I don't get it. But Jasmina says, "No, I see why Michael is the way he is, and you should know it's not your fault." It's not one of the best scenes in Good Will Hunting. We recreated it. And Boston. This is a Boston shout out right here. This is Boston on Boston. When Rob Williams is like, it's not your fault.
I've seen the
not
movie
your
once
fault.
a long time ago. We need to
this is
rewatch.
a top 3 favorite movie of mine.
Is the other one Jurassic Park?
No.
That's mine.
Fight Club would be another. And then I leave the third position open. It's a rotating position. Okay, next question. Jasmina asks if Michael regrets getting married at first sight. He says no.
No, even
No.
though they had bumps, but that was expected.
Of course.
You couldn't think that you're gonna get married at first sight and everything's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And Jasmine agrees to that too. She says,
Yeah.
there are good moments and it's marriage. There's going to be good, there's going to be bad, but I want the good to continue.
Yes. And then Jasmina just like puts whipped cream in Michael's mouth.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the most fun they've had.
I think they really connected
Yeah.
with this yoga. They got close. They were touchy. They opened up. They communicated. They did this whipped cream thing.
I think Michael was like, God damn it, so many carbs.
So many calories. Let me see the can. Is this sugar-free whipped cream?
He's blindfolded. He doesn't see.
Yeah, this is the most hot and cold couple.
Yes. I felt like in this moment with this whipped cream, they had the most genuine fun. Or like they were like very genuinely laughing and happy and yeah.
And it continues back at the apartment. We see this scene where Jasmine is brushing Michael's beard and it's fun. He whips out the blindfold. He stole it from the exercise and he's like, I'm going to use it as a sleep mask. And they're joking around like they seem to be in a good place. They both agree this exercise worked and they're feeling closer.
Yeah, and then Jasmina tricks him into giving her a high five for what did she do it for? For not cutting him off for a day. And yes, they seem to be really connecting and having genuine fun.
I think this is the number one couple I'm rooting for.
Oh,
And
really?
Who are you rooting for more?
Noah and Steve.
Okay. I was gonna say they're number 2.
Noah and Steve are number 1. I really hope they can make it. Even though Steve is unemployed and Noah has her little things, I hope they can make it.
Let's talk about them. They get the 5 senses exercise.
Ooh,
First thing they have to do, Noi says, take a body shot. And then she's like, wait, what's a body shot?
Everyone knows what's a body shot. Even Steve thinks that Noah knows what's a body shot.
I don't think I've ever taken a body
Me
shot.
neither.
Which we can do as soon as we finish
Let's
here.
do it.
But everyone knows. You're gonna call yourself noisy and dance around with wigs and you don't know what a body shot is?
Everyone knows what a body shot is.
Yeah, Steve's like, all right, I'll show you. Gets on the kitchen island, lifts his shirt up, pours whatever in his belly button, and makes Noi do it.
I would do it with you because I know you're a clean person. I would never do it with a random person.
Hell no. At Sloppy Joe's bar?
This is a fact.
Yeah.
If you don't clean your belly button, there is going to be dirt stuck in it.
Yeah,
because it's a weird thing. If you don't, guys,
at least lint.
Clean your belly buttons because belly buttons get so dirty. I don't know where I read this, but apparently a lot of people don't clean their belly buttons with soap and it collects dirt to the point that it can be dark and you have like this little,
I'll tell you.
Imagine doing a shot from a random belly button.
Oh, a little lint in there. I'll tell you a little secret just between you and I.
And everyone else, sure.
Sometimes I clean my belly button with a Q-tip.
You do that?
Yeah.
Look at you.
You do it in your ears, then you throw it out. You get a fresh one, of course, and you right in the belly button.
I clean my belly button every night.
You do?
Well, when I wash my body, I always wash my belly button.
Well, that's just...
That's how I keep it clean.
That's not paying special attention to your belly button.
That's how I keep it clean.
I feel like people with outies, although, some people would wish it wasn't any, they have it easier because nothing's getting stuck.
My grandpa used to have this big Audi belly button.
Yeah. I used to have an Audi A4, but that was
You're being a little posh.
It was a used.
A little posh.
It was a used Audi. It was not that.
A little posh.
It's not that posh, but okay. Next challenge, dance. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
I do it all the time.
We do that almost every day. And then next, tell your partner one intimate fantasy you want to try with them.
Well, that's how you clean your belly button.
This is hilarious. Steve says, taking a shower. And I'm like, okay, all right. And washing each other with soap and water. This is Johnny's fantasy of Johnny and Bao because Bao never, Bao never took showers.
That's disgusting.
Like this would be his way to get her clean. Oh, my fantasy is that like I just bathe you.
And that's how you wash your belly button.
Yeah. Noise fantasy. I think we should try to have sex in a semi-public place.
Look at that. Steve is shocked.
Well, I have the same question Steve has. What is semi? What is semi-public?
Maybe in the forest.
Because Steve says, what's semi? And Noy says, outside of our home. So like a hotel? Is that semi-public?
That's not.
It's outside of your home?
No.
I understand what sex in a public place is. I don't understand what sex in a semi-public place. It may be like a dressing room at
That's public.
Zara?
No, that's public.
That's semi-public.
No, you can get caught. If you had sex in a public place, like literally standing in the middle of a town square and bang, you're going to get arrested.
That's public. That's public.
Well,
Semi-public is like having some privacy, like a changing room at a clothing store.
That's public.
Okay, semi-public. Probably we've had sex in a semi-public place.
What?
An Airbnb with cameras definitely filming us.
Now we're being a little too open.
That's semi-public. Shout out to Forrest Rick.
Let's not go deep on this forest.
No, we stayed in an Airbnb with a creepy host who definitely had cameras in every room. Oh my gosh,
it was in Prague and he wanted to hang out with us.
Yeah, he showed us, he met us, walked us to his apartment, and then was like, if you guys want to get a beer or something, and I was like, why do we call him Forrest Rick?
He called himself.
He told us to call him Forrest Rick. What a weirdo.
Oh my gosh.
He wanted to give us that Forrest dick. You know what I'm saying?
He wanted us to be his friends.
Yeah, it's okay. Hey, some people, I'm sure that's why they do Airbnbs because they want to meet people. But
he was this wild Australian artist living in Prague. It was out of control.
Yeah.
But hey, the apartment was it was the best location ever.
It was great. It was great. And now they have some wild footage of us. Okay. Then they write down their fears and their struggles and they burn them. And here's the fears. Noy fears if she's strong enough to be Steve's better half. Am I strong enough to be your man? That's a song, right?
I guess.
She's worried Steve won't love everything about her. Steve fears they won't grow and adjust for each other. AKA, she won't adjust to him not having a job.
Well, we'll see. But I hope they'll make it. I think they can be good together.
These are the only two couples that I think should stay together.
I don't think Jasmina and Michael are meant to be.
I don't know if they're meant to be, but...
He has too many shoes and she has too many boundaries, I'm going to say.
Yeah, they both need to just open up a little bit. Okay. Last but not least, Katina and Elijah. Okay. Katina opens the door to her sex basket.
The BDSM toys.
Yeah. Isaac is back, baby.
Oh, yes, back again.
Ajlan's like, that's what I'm talking about, Dr. Viviana. That's what I'm talking about. A whip.
So Katina puts him on a leash, and that's where he should be all the time. All the time.
Yeah. There's a cat suit, there's handcuffs, a whip, a face mask, and they go all in. They put on all the items. It gets freaky fast. Shout out to Jimmy John's. It gets freaky fast. And Katina puts a blindfold on Elijah, gives him a big wet kiss. Like, that was a passionate kiss where I go, oh, you guys are into each other. They're definitely attracted to each other. You can definitely sense attraction.
Yeah, he's like massaging her belly. I hope he cleans her belly button. And then he is massaging her back, and she loves it. It's very intimate for her.
Yeah, she had the under eye masks that Tim from 90 Day had on. Yeah. And Elijah said something that I needed translated for me when he said I was massaging her. I was getting near the tutu.
Yeah, like near her vagina when he was massaging her belly.
Is that a common nickname, the tutu?
No, I never heard it, but I got it. Because she said when he was massaging her back, she said, oh yeah, like this feels better. Or something like that. That maybe her erotic zone is more of her back. But he goes like, oh, I was surprised because I was close to her tutu.
Interesting. Okay. Then Elijah puts the blindfold on, takes his shirt off, and Katina does a body shot.
She knows what's up.
Shout out to body shots. Yeah.
He better have a clean belly button.
And Elijah's like, oh, you really want to get nasty. And he throws Katina over his shoulders, brings her to the bedroom, and I got my money on consummation tonight, folks.
Finally, they have to bang it out.
I don't know, what you guys think, but I think they might. That's the end. I have one last question for my wife.
Yeah.
Okay. We saw all of these little sex baskets, all these little sexercises.
Do you want me to put you on a leash?
Nope. I want to ask you, if you had to choose one sexercise,
okay,
which would you choose? So we had Mark and Lindsay with the ball gag and the candy underwear and the writing. We had this whip and leash. We had Steve and Noy with the body shots and the dancing and the 5 senses. And we had Jasmina and Michael with the yoga and the whipped cream and all that.
All right. 100% Steve and Noy's.
Yeah.
Body shot, dancing, burning stuff.
Sounds like our Thursday night.
What about you?
I agree with you. That's why we're married.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. That's the episode.
That's it.
We hope you guys enjoyed it. What an episode. The sex episode. It's always a fun one.
Sex episode.
The sex episode. Make sure you guys are following us on Instagram at Married to Reality for all the amazing reasons Teresa listed above. Namely, that you can wish her a happy birthday or a happy belated birthday.
Yes.
Okay. And you can wish me a birthday too next week if you want.
Guys, do it. Wish John his happy birthday. And I mean, if you feel like you want to wish me belated, I'm here for it.
Okay. Also, make sure you guys are following the podcast wherever you're listening. So easy to do. Just look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash like it's as hot as this episode. Am I right?
Almost too hot.
Am I right?
So hot. And last but not least, thank you guys again for the reviews. If you haven't left one, it's a fantastic birthday present. We would love a review. If you haven't left one, if you have, thank you so much. You can do it on Apple. You can do it on Spotify. Maybe somewhere else. Not sure. But that is it. I've said it all. Have you said it all?
Absolutely.
All right. We will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.